Hey, Cub fans. Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. And we're going to talk 2024 Milwaukee Brewers today. We're going to start out by the trade. The Brewers just traded their ace, Corbin Burnes, to the Orioles in exchange for two really highly touted prospects, a left-handed pitcher, DL Hall, and an infielder named Joey Ortiz. Both of those players are on the 40-man roster currently for the Brewers, and really highly touted guys, really talented. DL Hall has a fastball that has a scouting grade of an 80, so that's as good as it gets. And Joey Ortiz is really good. He can play all the positions in the infield. So whether or not we're going to see both of those guys in the lineup at some point for the Brewers in 2024, I don't know. But it strikes me as curious. They trade Corbin Burnes, their ace, for these guys. Do they think they have enough? So I'm going to go through the pitching staff. And I was looking for other maybe veterans that are up for free agency. And Willy Adames, their shortstop, is available after this season. So there isn't really anything that to me stands out in terms of free agency approaching that would make sense if they go ahead and move players. So I'm not really sure. I was going to hold off on doing this profile of the Brewers until I get a little more information, but I decided I'll just do it. We get information, we'll make the adjustment. So I wanted to do an overview of the Brewers team, see what they've got. Last year they went 92-70 and finished first place. Of course, Craig Counsell is no longer their manager. We've got him. The new manager for the Brewers is Pat Murphy, and their bench coach they refer to as the associate manager is Ricky Weeks Jr. Let's go around the dime, and at first base they've got Rhys Hoskins, who they signed as a free agent over the last couple of weeks. 31-year-old right-handed hitter, right-handed thrower, 7th year in the league. Rhys didn't play at all in 2023, so he's coming back from injury. But in 2022 with the Phillies, he played in 151 games at first base, hit 246, 30 home runs, 79 RBIs, and an OPS just under 8 at 794. So Rhys Hoskins was on the Cubs' radar for a while as well. So he is now in the division with the Brewers. At second base, they've got a 21-year-old Bryce Terang, will be in his second year. He's a left-handed hitter. Last year he hit 218 with a 285 on base and a 300 slug. Stole 26 bases, had 88 hits, and he played second base and shortstop. 119 games at second, but he also played 22 games at shortstop. So second year in the league, 24-year-old Bryce Terang listed as their first-string second base. At third base, 26-year-old Andrew Monasterio, right-handed hitter. It's also his second year in the league. Last year, he played 56 games at third base and 32 games at second base, and he also played 5 games at shortstop, so he's versatile as well. He hit 259 with a 330 on base and a 348 slug. At shortstop, Willy Adames, 28 years old, right-handed hitter. This will be Willie's 7th year in the league. Last year, he hit 217 with a 310 on base and a 407 slug. Got some pop. He hit 24 home runs, had 80 RBIs, 120 hits, and played full-time at shortstop. He had 147 games at shortstop, and he will be a free agent at the end of the 2024 season. In left field, veteran Christian Yelich, 32 years old at this point for Christian. Left-handed hitter, MVP in 2018, 2-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger. Played 122 games in left field last year, and he DH'd 20 times as well. I'm assuming he's probably going to DH more and more as we go along. He finished second in the MVP voting in 2019. So in that 2018-2019 period, he was really good. Won a Gold Glove earlier in his career in 2014. So 32-year-old Christian Yelich, I'm not really sure what we can expect. But last year he hit 278 with a 370 on base, 447 slug, had 19 home runs. So Christian Yelich going to be in the middle of that Brewer lineup. In center field, I've got a new one. I hadn't heard of him. Jackson Chourio, 20 years old, right-handed hitter. He'll be a rookie. He hasn't played in the major leagues. In the 3 minor league seasons that he has under his belt, this is just combined, he hit .286 with a .347 on base, .490 slug, 47 home runs, 191 RBIs, and 1,211 plate appearances. And he played pretty much center field. I think there was 4 or 5 games I saw where he was in the corners. But 20-year-old Jackson Chourio. So I'm kind of anxious to see what he looks like. In right field, they've got Sal Frelick, 23 years old, left-hand batter, second year in the league, played only 57 games last year, played 40 games in right field, 30 in center. He hit .246, .341 on base, and a .351 slug. So a couple of young guys they've got listed in the front line of the outfield this year with Christian Yelich. Behind the plate, we've got William Contreras. William is going to be 26 years old this season. All-Star in 2022, won the Silver Slugger last year. William's good. He's a good catcher. He's in his 5th year now, so he's got some experience. Last year he hit .289 with a .367 on base, and he slugged .457. So his OPS is up over 8 at .825. Had 17 home runs, 78 RBIs, and caught 108 games and DH'd 33 times. Speaking of DH, their DH is listed as Jack Bauers, 28 years old, lefty. Played with the Yankees last year. He's in his 5th year. Last year with the Yankees in 84 games, he hit .202 with a .279 on base and a .413 slug. Had 12 homers, 30 RBIs, and 242 at-bats. So that's sort of the depth chart according to the Brewers page on the MLB site. And there's 3 backups that sort of show up. First, the catcher is Eric Haas, a 31-year-old catcher. He'll be in his 7th year. And last year he hit .201 with a .247 and a .281 slug, and played in 89 games with both Detroit and Cleveland. So now the Brewers have him in to back up William. Another backup, infielder, Oliver Dunn, 26 years old. This will be his 1st year. In 4 minor league seasons prior, all with the Brewers, did well. So I'm not sure if they've got him listed as just a stopgap for now or not, but they've got Oliver Dunn listed in a backup role in the infield. 27-year-old Blake Perkins, switch hitter. They've got him listed as a backup outfielder. He'll be in his 2nd year. Last year he hit .217 with a .325 on base and a .350 slug. 4 homers in 67 games, 143 total at bats. So that's a look at the everyday type players. Let's go to the pitching staff. We're going to start with 27-year-old Freddy Peralta, the ace of the Brew Crew now. Freddie will be in his 7th year, right-handed pitcher, and he had a tale of 2 halves last year. I'll give you both of them. First half, he went 5-7 with a 4.7 ERA and a .234 average against. He turned it around the second half. He went 7-3 with a .281 ERA with a sub-200 average against at 184. So total 12-10 in 30 starts, 165 2/3 innings, 3.86 ERA. Striking out people, 11.4 strikeouts per 9, 1.17 whip, average against 212, really good, and a 387 slug. So 27-year-old Freddy Peralta in that ace spot for the Crew. Behind him, they've got 37-year-old Wade Miley, lefty. Wade's had a good career, All-Star in 2012. This will be his 14th season. Last year he went 9-4 in 23 starts. Wade pitched 120 1/3 innings. Good ERA at 3.14. Had 5.9 strikeouts per 9, 1.139 whip, average against 223, average slug against 386. So Wade Miley back for his 14th season. In the third spot, they've got Joe Ross, right-handed pitcher, 30-year-old, 2019 World Series with the Nationals. He's in his 7th year. He hasn't pitched since 21, Tommy John surgery. So, to me, great big question mark on Joe Ross, but they've got him listed in the third spot in the rotation. Behind him, they've got Colin Ray, right-hander, 33 years old, 6th year in the league. Last year, Colin went 6-6 in 22 starts, average against 235, slug 434 in 124 2/3 innings, ERA 4.55, 7.9 strikeout per 9 with a 1.187 whip. Colin Ray in that fourth spot. The fifth starter they have listed is Robert Gasser, left-handed pitcher, young guy, 24 years old, rookie season, has no major league experience. In his 3 minor league season, he's gone 16-13 in 58 starts. He's pitched 287 in the 3rd innings. He's got an ERA of 3.73, strikeouts per 9 at 11, and a 1.26 whip. So those are the 5 guys they've got listed in the rotation. Let's go to the pen. We'll start with their nasty closer, Devin Williams. Right-handed pitcher, 29 years old. Devin was Rookie of the Year in 2020, All-Star in 22 and 23. This will be his 6th year. Last year he went 8-3, but listen to his numbers: 1.53 ERA in 36 saves, strikeout per 9 13.3, pitched 58 2/3 innings, average against 129, average slug 218. He's really good. Devin, in fact, I saw a piece recently, not sure where I got it, I'll have to go back and look, that it was a MLB overall first team, and they had listed Devin Williams as the closer on that team. So Devin Williams, arguably is the best closer in the game right now. His numbers really show that. Behind Devin, they've got Joel Payamp, 30 years old, right-handed pitcher in his 6th year. Last year he went 7-5 with a 2.55 ERA, 70 2/3 innings, 1.047 whip, just under 10 strikeouts per 9, average against 219, slug against 342. So Joel's got some really good numbers as well. Behind Joel is a 23-year-old Abner Urias, right-hander. He'll be in his 2nd year. He's got good numbers too. Last year ERA at 1.76, 30 2/3 innings, 11.4 strikeouts per 9, 1.174 whip, batting average against 154, slug against 192. So those top 3 guys in the pen are really good. Behind Abner, they've got 33-year-old Hobie Milner, left-hander. Hobie will be in his 8th year. Last year he went 2-1, 1.82 ERA in 64 1/3, strikeout 8.3 per 9, got a sub-1 whip, 0.964 whip, 208 average against, 319 slug. So that's 4 of them. That's 4. Those top 4 guys are really got some good numbers. The next spot is Elvis Peguero, 27 years old this season, right-hander, being his 4th year. He went 4-5 last year, 3.38 ERA in 61 1/3, good whip at 1.223, right just under 8 strikeouts per 9, average against 222, average slug against 303. There's another one. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 guys with some really good numbers coming out of the pen. Trevor McGill, right-handed pitcher, 30 years old, 4th year. It starts to calm down here a little bit. He went 1-0 with a 3.63 ERA in 34 2/3 innings. No, I was wrong. It doesn't calm down at all. 13.5 strikeouts per 9, 1.35 whip, 265 against, 386 slug. So maybe it did calm down some. I was getting kind of stressed out with all these sub-2 ERAs and these numbers and these first 4 or 5 guys. That's really good. The last one I've got is Bryce Wilson, right-hander, 26-year-old Bryce, being his 7th year. Last year he went 6-0 with a 2.58, 76 2/3, 1.07 whip, 7.2 strikeouts per 9, average against 211, average slug against 377. You know, Corbin Burnes, I look at this and I don't know that I can really make sense of it. You got Freddy Peralta at the top, your rotation. Let's say you had Corbin Burnes. You got Corbin and then Freddy. 37-year-old Miley, to me, is a question. Joe Ross hasn't pitched since 21, come back from Tommy John surgery. Colin Ray, okay, and Robert Gasser, a rookie. I don't know. I don't even know what to make of it. To me, it looks like in the rotation they've got an ace and maybe 4 questions. But that bullpen looks solid. Their everyday lineup also has some rookies in it too. That outfield they list as 2 rookies. So I guess my question in my mind is, are they done making moves? Is the depth chart real, right? I know Yelich is going to be there and Willie's going to be there. So it could be some moves yet to make with the Brewers. So I'd have questions in the outfield with those young guys. I have questions in the rotation as well. So, but that's all I could do. That's what the depth chart was telling me. So that's what it said. These are the numbers that the guys did last year. This is where they are. So I'll just have to keep my eye out and see what happens with the Brewers moving forward. So there's the overview on the 2024 Milwaukee Brewers. Hope you liked it. Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. I really appreciate you guys checking me out. And if you haven't and you feel like you can, hit that subscribe button for me. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Go Cubs, go.